going to give everybody a moment to pop in. Welcome! If you're watching this, I basically just yelled at you. Welcome! Welcome to, this is Premiere Day. Yay! If you're wondering what Premiere Day is, well, I've been working on this animated film over the course of the last couple years. Took a break in 2019 to work on podcast stuff. And then I came back at it at the beginning of this year, and then I finally finished the film, and it just premiered on YouTube moments ago. It has been available all day on Amazon Prime, and so if you are an Amazon Prime member, you can totally watch it there. You can watch it on YouTube now. It's there. It's premiered. Anybody can watch it whenever they want. I think I've never premiered a thing on YouTube in that style before, so I'm going to guess that anybody can push play on it now. It's the first time I've ever done that. And so the reason why I'm here is because I wanted to celebrate with you guys. You know, due to the whole COVID situation, can't really have big gatherings and that sort of thing. So I'm hanging out here in front of the iron gate of the store. It's, as you can see, the store is not open yet. There is an open sign, but it's not lit currently. So I'm outside the store right now. They're waiting. They're going to open their doors at some point. Not really. I don't have a way to have this open while I'm doing this. Just pretend. Use your imagination. Anyway, I wanted to throw this little shindig together with you guys to give you an opportunity to ask me all of your burning questions. If you have, if you've watched the film and you want to know what's going on, and I got a few little notes in front of me here of things I wanted to share with you guys, little fun facts that maybe you didn't know about. And if any of that sparks your interest and you have a question about it, just go ahead and put that question in the comments, and I will most likely get to it during this hour. So, hello to Stevie. Stevie says, yay. Hello to Ronan. Ronan says, awesome. Hello to Megan. Megan says, congratulations. And hello to Britt. And Britt says, hey. Hi there, Britt. So yes, this live broadcast is currently happening on Facebook, on YouTube, and also on Twitch. So welcome to everybody who is watching on Twitch. Welcome to everybody watching on YouTube, and welcome, of course, to everybody on Facebook. So I want to start off by saying thank you, big thank yous. Let's get the thank yous up front. Let's have them happening now and not tagged on at the end. Thank you to everybody who has watched Sparking Sunshine today. Thank you for watching it on the first day. Thanks for watching it on Amazon Prime. Thanks for watching it on YouTube. Just thank you, thank you, thank you. Judith says howdy. Howdy, Judith. And then I also want to thank Kevin Schilder, who is my stalwart composer, friend and colleague, and I don't know how to properly refer to him other than that. The music you're hearing behind me right now, if you can hear a little bit of light jazz, that is also Kevin's music. That is the music featured in the audiobook. Kevin and I worked together to make an audiobook based off of this book right here. So this book right here, Orientation, has an audiobook version, and that happened before Sparking Sunshine. And so I have to thank Kevin for working with me and being amazing about the music, and just it's just been a dream come true working with someone that I admired since I was a teenager. And of course, a big thank you to Steve Bartek of Oingo Boingo fame for contributing his flute performance. And in that theme song, you can hear Steve play his flute. It's pretty awesome. I never thought I would have a musician from Oingo Boingo, my favorite band, playing on anything that I made. And he was the one that offered. So even better. I didn't even have to ask for it. So let's see who else just popped in. Amber B from YouTube says, hey, Phil, congrats on this wonderful film. Thank you, Amber. It's awesome that you find it to be wonderful, and I appreciate that so much. Thanks for watching, of course. And And those of you that haven't been able to watch it yet, I know Britt just popped into the comments and said, I'll have to watch it later tonight, had a crazy busy day. That's fine, because it's available now all the time. So that's great. I hope the rest of your evening goes smoothly. I want to, before I get into any of the questions and any of the stuff that I've prepared for you guys, I do want to also say another thank you. I gotta say another big thank you to Megan Clementi out of Maryland, because I didn't know this was going to happen today. I was at my desk minding my own business, and I'm going to put my hand here to kind of hold it steady. But she sent me this cake. She sent me a cake, you guys. I'm holding it up, so hopefully it says, "Congratulations, Phil," in blue, my favorite color, right below that. But she sent me a chocolate cake, you guys. This is what happened when you do that. So I'm gonna probably take a bite of this cake at the end of this little Q&A session, and I'll let you know how it tastes. I'm gonna, in tradition, if you've watched previous videos I've made, you know if there's a face on a cake, I go for the face. I go with a fork and I go to the face and I eat the face. Patricia said that was so sweet. I'm assuming it is sweet. It's a chocolate cake, but yes, you're correct. Amber says that, wow, that cake is amazing. It is amazing. Megan is watching right now, and she says, you are so welcome. And Britt says, you'll need to interview Steve from Oingo Boingo for my buddy Alexandria Shinken. She's a huge Oingo Boingo fan as well. Well, Britt, I did interview Steve. I just haven't released the interview yet. It's been a very busy year. I have not had a chance to edit any of the things I recorded for Stay Tuned. I think I have like 6 episodes recorded, and so I haven't had time to edit those yet. But that's on my list of things to do, I promise you, as well as Steve's interview. That's already recorded. That's I'm going to be editing that at some point. So those are my thank yous. I think I thanked everybody. If I missed you, I'm sorry. Just let me know and send me a private text message, and I'll make sure I correct it. But everybody that has been watching at home and being supportive, you know, all my family and all my friends and all of my previous guests from Stay Tuned, all you guys, all you folks who have been kind enough to watch the film and give me feedback early. I really appreciate that. I've had 3 people review the film so far on Amazon, 3 or 4 at least. Thank you to all of them who took the time to write a review. Very, very awesome. Let's see. Oh, so here's some notes that I had for you guys. Yes, Patricia. She says film. So what Patricia's referring to there when she says film, this is something that I have done. I've referred to. I think the earliest time I did it was in like 1999 or 2000. So maybe you guys don't know this, but back in 2000, I had a live action film character that I had created in high school, and I got my friends together and we all worked real hard and we put together this film, and it's called The Adventures of Peter Meadowdale. And it's a live action comedy that takes place in the 1940s about a detective who is not very good at being a detective, but he is very good at getting into trouble. And in the opening titles, it says a Phil Machi film. And so that's as far back as that goes. And I've been using that for anything related to me making a film since then. So that's where that came from. That was not a new thing. It's kind of been following me around since 2000. And there's a fun Easter egg from The Adventures of Peter Meadowdale in tonight's film. There is a movie poster in the background of when our main character runs through the store. He runs past some movie posters. And one of those movie posters is directly pulled from The Adventures of Peter Meadowdale. Do I expect anybody to recognize that? No, that is what's called an Easter egg, and it amuses me to do it, and now you know about it. Now you know the secret too, so you can impress your friends and alarm your coworkers. Marshall, hey buddy. Marshall says, congrats, buddy. That was a treat to watch. Looking forward to seeing it continue to unfold. Thank you so much, Marshall. I went to school with Marshall back in the high school days and middle school days. Yeah, I'm looking forward to stuff continuing too. Let's see. What else did I want to talk to you guys about? Let me check my little list here. So if you're wondering how to support me, if you're like, this is really great, I want to see you do more stuff. How do we make sure this keeps happening? Well, I will encourage you to join up on my Patreon. Patreon is, well, let me put the link right there. There it is. Patreon is the format that I'm using to support myself full-time. I am a full-time artist. That's what I do. And if you're like, I want to make sure you keep doing that, man, and you don't have to worry about going out and finding a regular day job, this is the place you got to go. You could toss in $1 if you really want to, but there are reward levels. And as you go up in the levels, you get more digital goodies. Now, eventually, I'd like to make those goodies physical, tangible goodies, not just digital goodies. But that requires me to have the money to do that. So eventually, I hope to do some nicer physical rewards to mail out to people on a semi-regular basis just for funsies. But I'm not there yet. But I do want you to know that's the plan. That is what I plan on doing at some point. If you want to follow along on Patreon, you're like, well, Phil, I can't really afford to give you any monetary contribution at this time, which I totally understand. I get it. Trust me. If that can't happen, but you still want to follow along, you can still go to this link and there is a follow button. And what that'll do is occasionally I will post updates that are exclusive to patrons, and other times I'll post updates that are for everybody, public posts. You will be notified of the public posts if you are following the Patreon page. So it doesn't cost you a dime, and it's a great way for you to kind of keep tabs on things. And then maybe one day, if you feel like changing your patronage and turning it into monetary basis, you can totally do that anytime. You can also adjust it at any time as well, which it happens all the time. Sometimes people increase and sometimes people decrease depending on their life. So it's all good. That's Patreon. The next thing I wanted to talk about with y'all. Oh, before I do that, let me go ahead and look at your comments first. Irina says, OMG, it's the day. It is the day. It is the day. Britt says, congratulations, by the way. I just realized that I haven't congratulated you yet. That's okay, Britt. I appreciate it. I wasn't sitting here even thinking about that. I sort of assumed that you being here was congratulatory enough, but thank you for that. So there was some animation mentioned in the film. I showed really quick clips. I don't know if anybody really picked up on that. But I wanted to talk about that a little bit because it's kind of this lesser known part of my life. I don't really talk about it. And part of the reason I don't talk about it is because a lot of that stuff didn't survive. I don't have nice digital copies of the animations from school. It wasn't just that livestock cartoon that I made in school. There were actually several other animated shorts that I did. Most of them were experimental, of course. But some of them were in 3D, and there's a very brief clip in the film of what looks to be a greenish, turquoise-ish, blobular character. That was from a 3D animated short that I made, probably when I was a junior. But there were other 3D shorts I made, and the reason why I keep saying 3D is because for a few years I was studying visual effects and like special effects stuff, and also computer animated characters. And it wasn't until my senior year that myself and two other students, we told our digital art director, the director of the department, Bonnie Mitchell. We told Bonnie, we were like, we really don't want to make 3D animation, and we are seniors. Can we please do something else? We don't want to, like at that point in time, the seniors were getting into what is known as character rigging. Character rigging is incredibly complicated, and it involves a lot of math, or rather it used to back in the early 2000s. I've been told it's a lot easier now. But back then, it was a lot of work, and I don't mean work that is like work that you kind of enjoy doing. It's like not creative at all. It's anyway, the point is we didn't want to do it. So we talked to Bonnie and we said, can you make there be a way that we can maybe have our own little class? And she did it. She gave all three of us the ability to be in a separate class together. We registered for this class. It was just the three of us. And then we got to make traditionally animated projects. And I want to say it was the semester after that I went into a different class, and this was taught by an animator named Dave Donar. And for that class, I actually was working on another livestock animated cartoon. But this was going to be a lot more ambitious. And so because of that, I spent pretty much the whole semester working on the animatic, which, if you don't know what an animatic is, it's basically like a moving storyboard. It's like a storybook. It's like a bunch of still images that are set to a certain time. And they don't have a lot of movement. It's really just like a slideshow, like a glorified slideshow. But it tells you, the person making the film, what the timing is supposed to be and where all of the what's called the beats in the story are supposed to be. So I do have that film still, and that was never fully animated, but like it does have a beginning, middle, and an end, and there is music to it. The reason why I don't make that available on YouTube is because the music that I used in college for that film was completely ripped. It was ripped from the theme song of a movie called Shrunken Heads, and the music is by Danny Elfman. Well, I never had permission to use that, and I don't want to get to I mean, I'm guessing nobody would care now, maybe, but I just didn't want to post it online. I never felt comfortable doing that. But interestingly enough, Better Off Hungry, which is the full animated color cartoon that is referenced in this film, the music from that film is from a video game called The Neverhood. And I did get permission to use that music. That was one of the coolest things ever for me. I wrote a letter to the folks who make the game, and I said, look, I'm not selling this film. I'm just making it for a college program or class. Could I go ahead and use your music? And they gave me permission. It was really amazing. The music for The Neverhood was created by a guy named Terry S. Taylor. So it's just been such a treat to be able to have that music, like permission to use that music all these years. And I was thinking about it tonight before I came on here. I was thinking about how, isn't it interesting that Better Off Hungry used music from a video game that I really loved. And then tonight's film, with the Retail Sunshine segment, the animated segment, used music from a video game composer. So I just thought that was kind of an interesting sort of a ironic thing, happenstance. Just an interesting little side note. Let's see what's going on in the comments here. Patricia Eade says, where can we purchase the audiobook for orientation? Well, that's a great question, Patricia. Trish, thank you so much for asking. If you go to retailsunshine.com or philmachi.com, they're the same website. If you go to either of those URLs, you can search Retail Sunshine products, and the orientation audiobook is just $4. So it's like an 8-minute audiobook. I think it's really cool because, again, it's an early collaboration between myself and Kevin Schilder, and it happened before this film. So that's like, that audiobook is, if you want to see the beginnings of our collaboration experience, that's where it started. Trish said, yay, Shrunken Heads. Yeah, good stuff. Britt says, look up the kids show Katie and Orby if anyone wants a good example of an animatic show. Oh, well, thank you for that recommendation. Hey, Amanda Elizondo is here. Hi, I'm so glad you're here. Welcome to the Sparking Sunshine Q&A hour where all of your Qs will receive A's. I don't know what that means, but it sounds pretty good. And Britt says, everybody way, oh, everybody way, oh. So Britt knows the music from from the Neverhood. She's aware of the music, and she is referring to the song called Everybody Wayo, which is actually a song. All of the lyrics in the Neverhood music are like nonsense words. I shouldn't say nonsense words, but assembling the words together makes like nonsense phrases and things like that. It's really quite wonderful. Let's see, what else do I have on my list here? If you haven't already, I would like to invite you guys to share the film, share Sparking Sunshine on your social media if you are feeling so inclined. You can share the YouTube location, or you can share the Amazon Prime location, or you could share both. Doesn't matter to me. I appreciate all of it. And I found that there was somebody from like Spain that shared it today, which is awesome. I'm not even sure they can watch it in Spain. I do know they can watch it in the UK, which is pretty awesome. Amanda Elizondo says, ha, 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 I'm so excited to see more. Well, I appreciate that, Amanda. And that actually brings up a really good point, which is when will there be more? That is the number one question that I have been receiving since this film started to be seen. People are asking me, when will there be more? That's a really good question. I don't have an answer for you. What I can tell you is I already have ideas of what it will be like in my brain. And now that you've seen the opening credits, you already know how the cartoon's going to start. It's going to start with that 49-second animated intro, and then it'll go right into a cartoon. I don't know how long the cartoon will be. As of right now, I'm going to shoot for maybe 4 or 5 minutes, which is a lot. But I do want to give it a shot. And then the other thing that is important to note is in making this film, as far as like the opening credits are concerned, I had to establish what's known as a pipeline, an animation pipeline. And that's basically, think of it like an assembly line. But I'm the only person on the assembly line as far as the visual stuff goes. So it's finding a workflow, or rather creating a workflow that I can kind of push myself into and put myself through my paces. And then like I give myself deadlines. I check in with myself to make sure like things are turning out the way that I want. I rotate between jobs so that I keep things interesting and moving and not getting too stale. Anyway, the point is, now that I have a pretty good idea of what a pipeline would look like, I do think it would be easier starting my next animated project. I do think that. The other thing I think is worth noting is the opening theme song is pretty much all action. It's an action cartoon, right? There's a lot of things happening to the beat, and they're happening very quickly. A show wouldn't be that way. It would be decidedly more chill, and there would be dialogue. And I've never done dialogue. Everything I've ever animated has been to music. Everything in college, even the stuff that I haven't shown people, all that stuff has been to music, or it's been silent. So I'm really excited to making a dialogue-based cartoon. I'm not 100% on like who I would hire. If I would hire people, I probably would. I wouldn't do the voices for. I don't think I would do the voices for the female characters. I don't know. And people have asked me like, do you need voice actors? I don't know if I need voice actors. I guess I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. I definitely want to provide one of the voices for one of the characters. I think that would be really great. And you have to understand it gets complicated when you involve other people, because there are like release forms and permissions, and it just gets complicated. And so, like, as much as I want to involve other people, there's part of me that's, thinking, oh, how can I do this and not involve other people? I also work very well as a solo artist. It's just kind of how I've always worked. Not that I don't work well in teams, I do, but if it's a passion project, I don't tend to want to involve a lot of people. And I will also tell you that as far as like music and stuff is concerned, the music you're hearing in the background right now, which is again from Kevin Schilder, I'm going to try to use this in the background of the cartoon as much as possible. I don't know if I'll use only this, but it's like an 8-minute track. So there's enough audio here that I could probably not need additional music, which takes care of that. So again, like, what's great about the idea of making a short cartoon, like a 4 or 5 minute cartoon, I already have the opening credits. I could easily make the closing credits. That wouldn't be a problem. And the music is probably already created. So like the rest is just the cartoon stuff, right? Yeah, that's the easy part, right? But my point is that I've got enough stuff laid down. The groundwork's already kind of laid down. So I don't know. I think I could probably pull it off. I don't know how long it would take. Certainly longer if I have to go and work like another job. That's the only problem with that. Let me go ahead and see what's going on in the comment section. Someone named Sonium. Sonium? Yo, Phil, great stuff. So nice to see it all come together. Tommy. Oh, Tommy. Well, Tommy, if this is the Tommy that I think it is, Tommy's my college roommate from those animation days. He was an animation student as well. He made a bunch of animated shorts that had music put to them. Actually, I got a picture of Tommy and myself on my phone. I just so happen to have it on my phone. This is a picture of Tommy and I from college. Let me see if I can get that to focus. That's us in our dorm room, our college dorm room. You can't tell, but that's a Hawaiian shirt. And the hat that I'm wearing, actually, you really can't tell, but the hat that I'm wearing has my livestock characters on it. And the computer in the background over my shoulder, there's a mouse, a white mouse, and a mouse pad. And that mouse pad is a livestock mouse pad. So there's some fun Easter eggs for you right there. Let's see what else we got going on here. Patricia says 15 minutes tops. What, for an animated cartoon, or how long it's going to take me to make one? I hope it would be 15. That'd be nice if it was 15 minutes tops. Britt says, I can confirm making a 5-minute traditional animated film is a lot. Yes, Britt knows this as well. I don't know that I want to make it longer than 5 minutes. I feel like that would be so daunting. Patricia volunteers for voice work. Well, I appreciate that. I guess let me know when it gets closer to the time when I'm actually recording voices. And Tommy says, yes, it's me. Tommy, is that an alarm clock as your profile icon? That's awesome. I like that. There was an alarm clock in my cartoon, and it looks very much like what's in your profile picture there. Oh, okay. Trisha says, yes, animated cartoon, 15 minutes tops. Yeah, well, I mean, it wouldn't be longer than 15 minutes. I can guarantee you that. I don't think I'd approach doing something longer than that. That's insane. I almost feel like a 5-minute cartoon is insane, to be perfectly fair. I definitely want to invest in some new equipment. During this process of making this animated short, I started realizing how my workspace is lacking. I need more room. I need a larger scanner if I want to do things like nicer than what I was doing. The drawings I was making for Sparking Sunshine, I could probably show you. I'll just pull this off of my wall. So these are all hanging on my wall right now. This is like you can kind of see through that trash can. These images are most of them are drawn on onion skin paper so that I can see through them. I believe the measurements of these pages is like 9x6, I think, or something like that. No, not 9x6. I've got a ruler right here. I could just measure it, I guess. How big are these? Yeah, 9 wide or tall or whatever, and 6. Yeah, 9x6. So these are 9x6. If you're wondering how big the drawings are from the animated cartoon, I wanted to go with larger paper, but the problem is my scanner won't be able to fit larger paper than just a standard 8.5 or 8x10 basically. And animation paper tends to be even bigger than that. It's like 9x12, I want to say. I can't remember the dimensions, but I have a big stack of animation paper, like the traditional kind with the 3 holes punched on the paper. I have all that. I'm not using any of it because I don't have a scanner that'll pick it up. And I looked into it without getting too into the weeds about talking about technology with you guys, but I looked into it, and the world of scanners is kind of stupid. Like, there's a bunch of scanners that are below $300 or below $500, but pretty much none of them will scan larger images. If they do, the quality of the scan isn't very good, even though the size is bigger. So you trade quality for size or whatever. If I want to get something that is high quality, high photo grade, and a larger flatbed area, believe it or not, it goes into the thousands of dollars. And so I would love to invest money into better equipment and a different work area. I'm just not there at this point. So if I did start another cartoon, it would probably be very similar in process to what I just did for the opening credit sequence you watched tonight. So, which is fine. I made it work, but it was very cramped and wasn't super convenient. And anyway, the point is I may want to readjust how I do things. Let's see. Patricia says 5 minutes would take a really long time, and I know it. LOL. I was just saying don't go longer than that. Oh, yeah. I don't think I would want to make a longer cartoon than 5 minutes. Again, I think that if you look at a cartoon like Bob's Burgers, right? It's a really good example, actually. I don't particularly love how I love the show. Don't get me wrong, but I don't always love how limited the animation is on Bob's Burgers. A lot of it is like someone standing in one spot or sitting in one spot and just their mouth moving, and you're staring at a moving mouth. And I'm not saying things have to be moving all the time, but I am saying I don't love as the amount that they do that. I know why they do that. It saves on time. And that is something I'm debating right now is, do I go that route? Do I make something where it's a lot of talking heads? If I do, that would definitely eat up a lot of time. Not time creating it, I mean time watching it. And so 5 minutes might not feel like 5 minutes if I find ways to do that. But I've always felt like those are kind of cheats, and I don't particularly care for cheating. I feel like when I'm an audience member and I feel cheated, that I don't appreciate that. And I don't love the idea of cutting corners for something that I'm making. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know. There are ways to cut corners in animation. And I'm not saying you shouldn't cut corners in animation. You should absolutely cut corners in animation as long as it doesn't reduce the quality. And that's the part that I get hung up on. Britt says, it took me 3 semesters to finish the 5-minute animation video that I made back in school. Don't kill Phil by making him create a 15-minute long animation solo. Yeah, that would probably be a good way to get rid of the rest of my life force. Well, and here's the thing. I would much rather make 3 5-minute episodes of Retail Sunshine versus 1 15-minute episode of Retail Sunshine. I think you would appreciate that too. Not to mention, it would give me a chance to have the theme song that I just created get a little bit of mileage out of that, right? You know, if I have 3 episodes, that's 3 times people are, in theory, watching the the intro. So, you know, I want to get some mileage out of that thing, personally. Let's see. What else do I have on my list of things I wanted to talk to you guys about tonight? Let's see what I've got here. I also, so other questions I get sometimes are like, you know, what's the next thing you're going to work on? Are there going to be any more books? That's a really good question. In the film tonight, I mentioned that there was a book that was well underway, and then it got paused so that I could work on this cartoon. And I have been debating going back and finishing that book. It is not an easy task. It is like a large number of illustrations to make that book. And so I don't know if and when I'm going to make that book get completed. But I have plans for a book called The Shirt Swap. That's what I'm talking about. It's called The Shirt Swap. It's like 70 illustrations or something crazy like that. It's a lot. Maybe I'll cut back on the illustrations. But the plan was to make 70 illustrations in this single book. So I don't know what's going to happen if I'm going to go and do that. Some of the illustrations already exist. I think there's like 4 of them that are already created or started. So there's that. I have other ideas for books as well. Like there's a group of comic strips from Retail Sunshine that haven't even been printed in a book yet. And I would love to do another compilation book. The problem is I don't like releasing compilation books when there's not very many things to put in there. So I want to wait until I get like maybe 100 comics. And I'm not close to getting 100 comics. So that's a book that's going to be on the back burner. And lastly, there's a third book that I haven't even written and I haven't even illustrated. That one's like, that's the one that's super far out into the future. We don't know if and when that'll happen. But that's a book that's going to take place entirely centered around the managers of the store in Retail Sunshine. I haven't really done much from their point of view, and I have a concept. I know the concept of the book. I just haven't written anything, haven't even titled it yet. It's just a concept right now. So I have a group of comics that haven't been printed yet that are waiting for more comics to get made. I have a book that's completely written but not fully illustrated. And then I have a third book that's just in concept form. So 3 books that are in development, or I can just go make more animation. And that's where I'm sort of at right now. That's why I'm taking a bit of a break. I don't know what I want to do next, although I'm leaning towards making another animation and it being like a full episode. That's where I'm leaning. What's Brit saying? Brit says, I don't know why, but I heard that term, talking heads, and my first thought was a Monty Python animated spinoff. My ADD is through the roof tonight. Sorry. Okay. A type of spinoff that could be made, I mean. Okay. Yeah, talking heads is just a reference. Well, really, what you're watching right now, you're watching a talking head. You'll hear it a lot when you watch news programs on cable, things like that. It's like talking head programs where you're literally just seeing like from the shoulders up and they're just talking, and that's the whole show. I don't like when cartoons do that, is why I brought it up. It seems lazy to me. It is lazy. I'm not saying there's no place for it. I'm just saying when I see something utilize it a little too much. I'm looking at you, anime. When I see something utilizing it a little too much, I don't particularly love that. Patricia in the live chat room says, have you thought about doing computer animation like Strong Bad and Homestar Runner? You mean like where it's still 2D, it's still like a flat thing, but using a computer program? Yeah, I've thought about it. I would have to go back and learn a bunch of new stuff. which I'm not opposed to learning. But part of what I love about traditional animation is the drawing on paper part. That's part of it. The other part that I love about traditional animation is I don't have to learn a bunch of crazy computer program stuff. I don't have to know computer programming language. All I have to know is where to place my drawing. That's it. And yes, it's time consuming. Absolutely, it's time consuming. But I'm able to focus on the art and not on how do I tell this computer program what to do with my art. And honestly, I prefer to have as little of that second thing I said as possible. As little of, oh no, I have to figure out how to tell this program how to do what I want it to do. I don't like messing with that. As I've been working on computers my whole life. I've been doing creative things with them for a long time, but what I've gotten to, the point in my life where I'm at is I don't want a lot of computer manipulation. I just don't want a lot of it. That's all. It's a personal preference. So I probably won't do that, Trish. But that's a very good question, and I appreciate the question. Apparently it's a good question because Britt says, ooh, that's a good idea. And I just shot it down. I'm so sorry that I shot down your idea. It's just a personal preference. I'm very stubborn about things like that. Maybe I'll change my mind. Probably not. But maybe I will. But probably not. I might experiment with something like that someday. I would be into trying stuff out. A lot of that software is very expensive, the good stuff. And I don't have access to that software. Maybe if I get access to that software, I'll think about it a little bit more. We'll see. Britt says, there's animation programs where you can sketch frame by frame, like traditional animation. Yes, but that would require sketching with a digital drawing tablet. And I've tried that years ago, and I could not adapt very well to it. It felt weird, and I did not like it. And I'll tell you what, an animator that I look up to, who I interviewed this summer, named Travis Blaze, he is doing some on-paper animation right now, and his post about his drawings, and he's gone digital, and he's been pushing the digital stuff. His recent post about it, he says, man, does it feel good to be drawing on paper and animating on paper again. I gotta be honest with you guys, if a former Disney animator says something like that I already feel is true, that's where I gotta go. So I know you guys are eager to have me make more stuff quicker. I get it. I'm sorry that it takes so long. This is why I need everybody to go over to Patreon and throw a bunch of money at me, because if I didn't have to worry about any of that stuff, I would have all the time in the world to focus on animation. Patricia says, what about a mix of traditional and computer animation? Well, there's a little bit of computer stuff in the opening credits for Retail Sunshine. A little bit. And by a little bit, I mean, if you ever see the camera zoom into something, that's computer animation. It's like there's a still image, or there's a series of still images, and then I'm telling the computer to zoom in. I'm not drawing something zooming in. With the exception of the car driving towards the camera, that is all individual drawings. Some of those were repeated. A few of those were repeated. But my point is that there was assistance by the computer, but it wasn't anything that I relied on heavily, I guess is where I'm going with that. Britt says, if you look up Has Been Hotel, I know Has Been Hotel, and Hell of a Boss, it's done that way. Which way is it done? Which way are you referring to? With Trish says, yes, hurry now. Yeah. Are you saying Has Been Hotel was made with like a combination of computer and traditional? I would believe that. But you need to know something about Has Been Hotel. Has Been Hotel was also made by a team of people. Yes, they are independent, but it is also a team of people, which I'm sure made that process go a lot quicker. The follow-up question that you're going to be asking next, I'm pretty sure, is, are you going to bring on a team of people to animate? Probably not. Computer animation that looks traditional in Has Been Hotel. Okay. Yeah. I'm not opposed to that. I think whatever I end up making is going to be traditional looking. Hopefully it'll be traditional as well as just traditional looking. I'm hoping for that too. This cake is really smelling good. I need to eat some cake. So I'm gonna go for his face. I'm just gonna take a fork out of his face and I'm gonna eat some cake. And this is the benefit of being a single person. You don't have to worry about cutting the cake nicely for people. I'm just gonna straight up like dig in. Oh, it's a chocolate cake or chocolate icing. Chocolate icing and looks like a vanilla cake. There you go, everybody. There it is. Oh wow, that's amazing. The image on top is, I think, fondant, which that part doesn't taste super great. But the cake itself is great. Actually, the fondant is peeling off. Let me show you. Can I actually peel it off? I can. Look at that. I hope is that paper? It's probably edible paper. I'm hoping it's edible paper because I just ate it. That's amazing. That's amazing cake. That's so good. It's from a bakery called Dream Bakery. Amazing. Thank you to Megan for that. It's ridiculously good. Ridiculously good. Oh, there's some more people in the chat. My hand is now covered in chocolate. Oh, Trish says it's rice paper. Sounds about right. It's edible, says Megan. It's edible. Good. Well, I ate some anyway. Patricia says, sorry, I'm just giving you a hard time about getting work done quicker. That's okay. I don't mind it. I'm glad people want me to make work faster. That means you like the stuff I'm putting out, so I'll take it. Eat some cake, says Trish. Oh, I just did. Britt says, well, fine. Ask my question before me, Mr. Psychic. Yes, well, Britt, I wish I could say you're the first person who thought of that question, but you're not. People have been asking me if I'm going to expand and bring on a team of animators. I have no plans to at this time. Now, I will tell you this. If and when I make a full episode of Retail Sunshine, a 5-minute cartoon, that's my next challenge. If and when I do that, and somehow, like, some way, somebody out there says, I need to throw a gajillion dollars at you, and I need to order 13 episodes, and I need it by this particular date and time. Yes, I will hire a team. Yes. I definitely want to do an episode, like, on my own. But I would be willing to open it up to a team if I had, like, someone want to pay to order a season, and then they wanted it by like 9 months later or something like that. If that happens, I'd be like, fine, let's open it up to a team. I mean, or I would say no, and then it wouldn't happen, and I would just keep making them on my own. But that would take a lot longer, and I don't know how smart that would be. Kimmy Austin, hey Kimmy. Kimmy and I go way back. We go back to my Best Buy days. Kimmy says, I love animating, but the time factor makes it tough. Yes, and that is the reason why I have been not animating since college. It was because of the time factor. Britt says, meh, you just had extra fiber is all. Yeah, it was delicious fiber. Trish says, good thing you didn't order it with animation paper. You're right, because then I think it probably would have caused a movement That's enough. That's enough hold time for that joke, right? Stevie says, like me in 12,000 units, LOL. I need a team to work for pizza and beer. Yes, Stevie. Exactly like that. That's exactly like that. I've got chocolate all over my fingers right now. It's not a feeling that I necessarily wanted. The cake is really good, by the way. This is better than, like, I have not had good cake in a while. This is some quality cake. Oh, Trish just laughed at my horrible joke. I'm so happy. Well, I just want to. There's like less than 10 minutes left, so there's less than Sparking Sunshine left in this live stream. I guess I'll just start wrapping things up and saying, like, thank you guys for watching this live stream. Thanks for your questions. Thanks for your interest. If you're curious about, oh, I know what I'm going to say. If you wanted to pick up some merchandise for Sparking Sunshine, which there is merchandise. It's through my TeePublic store. If you're wondering how to get merchandise with Sparking Sunshine, all you got to do is go to philmachi.com or retailsunshine.com. Either one, same thing. All you got to do is go there, and there's a bar at the top of the screen, and you click on apparel, and it'll take you to my TeePublic store. Hey, you know what? Let me go ahead and show you how to do that with my screen sharing. Oh, wait. I got some more questions in the live chat. Let me do that first. That's more important. Kimmy Austin says, what's the next project you're planning, or are you going to take a well-deserved rest? Well, Kimmy, I'm glad you asked. I have answered this question during this hour, but I will answer it again quickly for you because you asked so nicely. I was debating between finishing a new book and making a new 5-minute, sorry, not a new 5-minute, the first 5-minute cartoon I've ever made. I was thinking about doing that to go along with the opening credits that I just completed. I kind of want to do that. I am feeling called to do that. I'm desiring to sit down and write a script right now. So that tells me that's what I should be doing next. That's probably my next project. It is something that will not get started immediately because I do need a break, and I'm in the process of mailing out Kickstarter rewards. Those of you that participated in my Kickstarter from the beginning of this year, you can start to expect seeing those things showing up at your door this month. I'm working on that. I'm working on a lot of apartment cleaning that I've been not doing. I've been neglecting my apartment because I've been working on creative content. I do want to finish the editing of Stay Tuned Season 3. It might be a short season. Maybe I'll only make like 7 episodes. I don't know. I've got a handful of things I want to work on. Maybe I'll work on them at the same time. I don't know. But I definitely think my next major project is going to be animating a full episode of the Retail Sunshine show. Retail Sunshine, the animated series. However you want to refer to it. Kimmy says, that would be awesome. Thank you. I think so too. Britt says, wait, people don't work for pizza and beer? What type of world are we living in? Well, Britt, some people have to pay rent. Landlords don't necessarily accept pizza and beer as payment for rent. I'm going to have a little bit more cake. I'm going to have some of the side of the cake. Oh, boy. Oh, my gosh. It's so freaking good. Megan, thank you. Oh, man. I don't even need to eat very much of it tonight. That was just like... I haven't had dinner yet, so I'm glad this video live stream is ending in 5 minutes because I need to go eat some protein. But this is like the nicest treat ever. And now there's no head. Look at this. Oh, it's sliding. I gotta be careful. That would have been fun. Cake all over my keyboard. And by fun, I mean the opposite of fun. Britt says, pay rent with beer. Your landlord will love you. You think so? Let's do a screen share before I close out for the night, kids. Let's do a screen share. I'll show you how to get yourself some swag. You want to know how to get some, or I guess it's not swag, but it's merch. Some merch. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Share screen. Let's do it. Here it is. I recently retooled my website. This is the new version of the website. And if you look at the bar up here at the top, as I hover over it, you'll notice, well, there's my Patreon right there. Oh, and also, if you go to the news thing and you hover over news, you'll see newsletter. If you're watching this and you don't get my newsletter for free already, just click on newsletter, and it brings you to this page, and you can sign up to be part of the newsletter. It would be great. I would love it if you were there. But let's go back to what I was trying to show you. Right here, Patricia asked earlier today, she asked, where's the orientation audiobook? It's right there. It's actually on the main page. Audiobook, MP3, $4. There you go. It's a digital download. I don't have to do any shipping. You click on it, you order it, and you have a file that you can have. There you go. The music that is playing in the background is from this audiobook. Anyway, the point is, I was trying to bring you to this apparel and home goods. You click on that, and it takes you to TeePublic. This is my TeePublic store. You can get 30% off right now. Everything's on sale. Very cool. There it is. There's Sparking Sunshine. Apparently, the t-shirts are on sale. Normally, they're $20, and they are currently $14. But if you click on that design and you bypass the t-shirt, by the way, there's a bunch of different t-shirt colors you can get, but black is the intended color. If you scroll down, you'll notice other stuff like a face mask to keep you safe in these uncertain times. There's a phone case down here. You can't see it because it's just the words phone case, but if I click on it, there it is. Phone case. And over here to the right, you can choose which device you're using of these modern devices. Notice you're not going to find any old devices there. I guess it's on sale right now for $5 off. There you go. You can choose slim or protective, which I guess adds $3. Makes it more protective. But the point is, check out all this fun swag, not swag, but stuff. I gotta stop saying swag. And you know, pick up some stuff for yourself. There's other designs as well. You can search through all these designs. A lot of them are Retail Sunshine based. Not all of them. There's some livestock stuff right there as well. And if I go back to my website, I wanted to also show you this. Click on Retail Sunshine, and you'll notice it says, hurry to Retail Sunshine products. Click on that, and this is where you find the stuff that I am responsible for shipping you. From me, directly from my home to yours. There's a poster, there's a Mighty wallet, there's a bookmark made out of metal, there's a greeting card, there's mini comic books, not many, but mini. There's another poster, there's a metal print, there's a pin, there's the audiobook, there's another pin, here's some, the purple ones are prints, if you haven't noticed that purple for print. There's some stickers. Here's books. The blue ones are books. There's 2 pages actually, and actually the second page is very important because the second page has Silver Lining on it, which is a really great book of comic strips, a collection of comic strips, more wallets, and another mini book. So anyway, the point is, if you're looking for Retail Sunshine stuff, I'm well equipped to help you with all of that. So there you go. I will stop the screen share. It is currently approaching the 1 hour mark. Let me just wrap up tonight's live stream by reading more of your comments. Let's see. We've got Patricia says, looks like you've got your angry eyes up there. Oh, on my website. They're not angry, they're focused. And Britt says, the arrows that appeared on the Sparking Sunshine dude's shirt made it look like he was wearing some bling. The arrows on his shirt. Oh, I know what you're talking about. And that is a thing I've heard before. You're referring to the white shirt, black tie characters. What you're commenting on as an arrow is a tie. It's a very, very stylized tie. It's a necktie with a very, very stylized look. I don't mind it looking like bling. That's kind of cool. That's fine. So anyway, oh, when you hover over the image? Wait a minute. Let me look at what you're talking about. You mean on the main page? What are you talking about, Britt? I'm really curious. Oh, like my pointer? You mean my pointer? I'm guessing you're talking about the pointer. Anyway, okay. Thank you. Thanks for watching. I'm going to end the video here. Please tune in tomorrow night right here on YouTube or on Facebook at Artist Conversations page. Mario Mora and myself, we do a show every week, Wednesday nights, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. Yeah, sounds about right. 6 p.m. Mountain. And we talk about art stuff. We just hang out. It's a good time. It's kind of like this. We read your comments. It's a lot of fun. The t-shirts, says Britt. The t-shirts. Now I'm really curious what you're talking about. Oh, there is an arrow on there. Oh, how funny. It does look like bling. How weird. I'm glad I looked into that. All right, thank you. Thanks, everyone, for commenting. Thank you for watching the film. Tell your friends. Buy some merch. Join up on Patreon. Do all the things. And thank you, seriously, for all your support, whether it's virtual support, whether it's verbal support, whether it's monetary support, whatever support you have given me. Just know that I notice and pay attention to all of it. It means so much to me knowing that you guys support what I do and you support me. And I'm really very thankful. So thank you so much. Thanks again to Kevin Schilder. Thanks to Steve Bartek for music for the film. Thank you to Megan Clementi for the cake. And thank you guys for watching. Have a great night.